Now, promoting health and well-being among students in institutions of higher learning is very, very important. It is at the heart of, all the matters and the conversations that are being held in these institutions. And therefore, in a special program alongside UNESCO, the Mount Kenya University has set foot towards making sure that this is realizable, not just in Mount Kenya University, but across. And therefore, this very morning, I am delighted to have individuals that will help us decipher on this and get to understand what are some of the things that are being done at this level to make sure that, well-being of students is one thing that is being looked at. Rights, our lives, our future. Scaling the heights for young people's health is the heart of the conversation. And joining us for the same is John Wanjau. John Wanjau is seated right next to me. He is Mr. O3+Mku, and he'll be telling us what O3+ is all about, as well as a professor who's seated right at the center, Professor Peter Wanderi, who's the overseer of O3+Mku program, and lastly, Killion Kiprotich, who's a student at Mount Kenya University, and perhaps one of the few people that have taken part on this important mission. It's an honor to have you, gentlemen. Thank you so much for creating time. We start with Mr. O3+Mku. Before you get into this, mashindano, they would call them, what exactly is Mr. O3? Or what exactly is O3+?
Okay, thank you so much. My name is John Wanjau Mwangi. I am a student at MKU, taking Bachelors of Medicine, Bachelors of Surgery. O3+, Our Rights, Our Lives, Our Future, is an initiative by UNESCO, and it is an initiative that is also funded by the Swedish government. And as its name suggests, it is an initiative for the student, by the student, that is aimed at promoting the health and well-being of the students in tertiary levels of education. And some of the challenges that we face are well known to our viewers and to the students in our tertiary levels of education, including mental health issues that have especially come into light because of COVID and other issues that we face, including HIV, infections, unplanned pregnancies, all the issues that we face. So O3+ is an initiative that tries to bring that into light of the challenges that we face, create a platform or a space where people can talk about these issues and be able to create just a safe space for all the students and try and help each other out, because as I've said, it is an initiative for the student, by the student, for us. Yes.
All right. Kiprotich, do you suppose that the campus is a safe space for you, and especially in relation to some of these programs like O3+ that come in handy to address some of these problems that students face? Perhaps for the longest of time, we have been going through all these troubles in isolation, in silence. And so is this a step towards the right direction to address this? And I'll take that question from you to Professor, because then I'm told that they have to fix your microphone. Professor, I'm sure you have dealt with very many students, from this phase to another and all that. How special and different is this initiative, and how important as well is it for us to, just be keen on making sure that the health and the mental, health of students is looked at?
Thank you very much. Maybe I should start by appreciating the opportunity that we've been given to come and talk about the welfare of our students, not only at Mount Kenya University, but also the welfare of the students across the country and beyond. I am Professor Peter Wanderi, and I serve as a principal in charge of corporate services and communication at Mount Kenya University. I'm also in charge of linkages and collaborations, and this is one of the big collaborations that we are undertaking at the university, where UNESCO has identified a gap in the way that the students in higher education are coming up and the way the experiences they are going through. And they have picked two universities to start with. And one university is University of Nairobi, or the campuses of University of Nairobi, but also the main campus of Mount Kenya University in Thika, as well as the Kisumu campus and Mombasa campus of Mount Kenya University. And therefore, here we are, first of all, appreciating this opportunity that you've given us to talk about this initiative. The initiative is timely, and we have seen it. We started the initiative way back on 30th. That's when we launched it on 30th of September 2021 at the University of Nairobi. And we've been rolling it at the 2 universities, and it has involved the students, and as they have mentioned, and it will be mentioned in the presentation, it is an opportunity that is student-driven and also guided by members of staff.
Yeah.
It gives us an opportunity to interact with them, to oversee what is happening, especially towards seeing that the objectives are well met. And what are these objectives? The objectives are very clear. The issues of mental health are a big challenge in the society.
Yeah.
And if the society at large has a problem on mental health issues, the challenges also would be and have been identified to affect the students. And therefore, UNESCO is saying, let's come on board and help the students so that we give them the capacity to withstand and to avoid some of the challenges that lead to some of the problems that we experience. The issue of unintended pregnancies, and let me apologize that we were not meant to be all...
There should have been a balance.
Yeah, there should be a balance, and it's good when it comes from me.
Yeah.
But somehow, in the course of coming, we couldn't have the lady that was supposed to represent. And because of this, I'm requesting right from this early point
there will be another
give us
session.
another session where we come and we ensure that even if she has to come here 2-3 hours earlier, so that the gender balance.
You know, you fixed me to
yes,
it, and therefore we'll consider that.
I feel it's not there, and I did not want it to come from you.
Right.
Because one of the things that we are doing at the O3+ is to ensure that everybody in the university is well catered for. Everybody is helped to build his and her capacity on matters to do with drug abuse, because that is one issue that could be, if left on its own, amongst the youth, there could be a problem. And therefore, we are saying no. Everybody has to say no to drugs abuse.
Well said, Professor. Let me now incorporate Kiprotich. And Kip, how instrumental has such programs been? And I would want to say such because I would want to believe that there are a couple of others that are being run, in campus and hugely coming in to address the welfare of the students. Do you suppose that in a huge way they have come into the space and perhaps addressed your personal problems?
Yeah, for sure. I'll first thank for the opportunity I've gotten to expose the O3+. And for sure, the O3+ has got many chances of saving many youth lives. Though it's just but a start, the O3+ has given an opportunity to many youths to consider and to have of their realization that this one is going to a wrong direction and this one is not good to such life. Many youths undergo depression and stress then depression. Before to depression, many students have been saved from that stage of stressful life by the O3+. The O3+ have got the likes of our professor. He can approach a student with a problem. When we realize as members of the O3+ that we have a student with some many difficulties, problems, we just can forward him to the professor or her, and the student will just be relieved and have the stressful life off. Yeah. Also to do with the O3+, the O3+ has a campaign of hiking, mountain hike. The mountain hiking we have been doing from April 30th, and it is still running. There is another one on 9th July, this Saturday, and the other one from 14th to 17th July. That's the main hike, Mount Kenya. So the preparatory hikes have been good. We have been going all well, and the hikes have been to have that perspective of telling the youth that yes, we are able to conquer yes, we are able to scale the heights, since our O3+ is all about scaling the heights. So when we go all such far preparatory hikes, we started from Killion to Kichape, Elephant Hills, Mount Longonot, the Makindas, Mount Kenya, and now we are going to Dragon Teeth on 9th July. From 14 to 17 will be a 3-day camp up the summit to Mount Kenya. And the key thing for the summiting Mount Kenya is to show to our fellow youths that despite the challenges that we have to conquer. Despite the challenges that we go, we have that stamina
and capability.
Of making it. So the main aim of me having to conquer and having a focus to summit Mount Kenya and take the O3+ plus the UNESCO flag up the summit is to show to my fellow youths that it's possible.
Wow, amazing. Yes, John, how instrumental are these, activities that Kiprotich speaks of, differently from the fact that, you just be shown that, yes, you can conquer, you can overcome all these troubles that you are going through. Just how at the heart are they? And when you're going for these hikes, is it open to even other students and other youth from different quarters, or it's just about Mount Kenya University and perhaps Nairobi University, as Prof would say?
Oh, okay, thank you so much. First, to the first question that you've asked, how instrumental, how is it getting to us on a personal level? I feel like most of these activities are more of making sure that you as a person, you do something else from the norm. Like climbing Mount Kenya is not something that you'll do personally on an everyday basis, but I'm sure that doing some of these things brings a lot, or will help you overcome a lot of things that may be clouding your mind. As a youth, you face a lot of challenges, and I feel like some of these initiatives that have been created by some of the institutions or initiatives like O3+, are helping us as the youth. First of all, our mental space. You're big on that, our mental space. And other than that, other than mental health, it is also for physical fitness, because our bodies, or who we are as human beings, we are intertwined. Our physical self, our spiritual self, our minds also, we are one intertwined structure. And when one of the structures is not functioning well, none of them will function well. So our mental health is as important as our physical health. And some of these activities like climbing Mount Kenya is to ensure that we also prove that our mental capability is top notch and also our physical strength is okay. Then to the second question on concerning if we are inclusive of other universities, that is our goal. That is our goal as O3+, as UNESCO. That is the goal of UNESCO, to reach all the universities in Kenya. Currently in Africa, some of the countries that O3+ has been launched in include Kenya, Tanzania, Zimbabwe and Zambia. And we plan, I'm sure their plan is to get to all of Africa, because O3+, the plus in it is, because there was another initiative before, but it was dealing with students from primary level, but the O3+ is now for people in the tertiary levels of education. And in Kenya, as I'm saying, the plan of O3+ is to spread to all universities in Kenya. Right now, as Professor Wanderi mentioned, it is in UN and MKU, but our plan definitely is to be inclusive, because again, we want to be inclusive of everyone from every part of the country. Yes.
All right, Prof, how different, and you started by saying that this is timely, but just how different is it, say in comparison to the other programs that have been run towards addressing the wellness of students? Because I know as an institution you'll always welcome most of these programs, and like you rightfully put it, I'm sure you've also dealt with many other people aside from UNESCO. Just how special and different is this, and what does it mean to the institution?
I start by how different it is. It is different because, one, it is youth driven. It is a program that involves the students themselves to talk to each other. And also to reflect, so that you see what you want to be and try it and do it, and you succeed. You share that with your colleague, with your student mate and other students, and we provide forums that enable the students to share with the experiences with each other.
Okay.
At the same time, we use forums and mechanisms that are attractive to the youth. For instance, what we are talking about, the hike to Mount Kenya, to the top of the mountain.
And I hope you're all set.
And I like the relationship between Mount Kenya University and the mountain itself. So we are talking of hiking to the top, to the peak. And this is an opportunity that we are giving the students. They will not all of them go. There will only be 9 of them with lecturers.
Okay.
And also representations from partnering organizations, including UNESCO. And the issue here is to use the opportunity to preach the gospel, to preach the gospel to the other students that, yes, few as we are here at the peak of the mountain, having conquered the mountain and all the experience that would come with it, we can conquer the experience that we want to be. We want to be the good students who are going through our studies, complete our studies on time, go to the community, serve effectively in the community, be good leaders in the community. And
have we seen notable effects so far? Because Kiprotich starts by saying that there are a couple of mountains that you have climbed already. How long have you been doing this? How long has this initiative been at Mount Kenya University?
Let me say at 2 levels. That first of all, the level of what have we experienced among the students since we started the O3+ project at the university. We have brought together the students, and this is where Wanjau came out very well and as a shining star, and he was given the honor of serving as the Mount Kenya University O3 champion.
I want to know what he did.
We have a lady also who has gone to that level. We have numerous number of students within the university that talk about O3, and not only talking but also practicing what they say. And we see them, and we are happy that they are able to talk, to practice what they have gone through within less than a year. And we want this to move on as we look forward to the time when we'll be able to scale it up to other universities and other institutions. But now talk of the hike. As Killion mentioned, we have had the opportunity to do other smaller hills, smaller mountains, and they have been doing it for the last 3 months. And this was an experience that we are saying it's not only to them today, but we wanted to use it as the universities involved. In fact, let me quickly say that the platform of physical activity and sport in training has been used not only to help the persons participate learn the message, but also to communicate it to others. We are all aware of opportunities that are used in sports to communicate to the world, sports to communicate it to ourselves. And this is the opportunity that we are using. So when we ask what is the unique opportunity, what is unique in it, it allows students to participate in the forum that interests them. Another area is in ICT. We have come up with an app, and I believe we could give Wanjau a minute to talk about the apps, the podcasts. We have also the MKU radar, and he can mention about it. We use ICT to attract them. We also use messaging so that they interact with them, with each other, to communicate messages on drug control of drug abuse, on issues on mental health, on issues that empower the students.
All right, Prof. Let's allow Wanjau then take us through that perhaps in less than a minute.
He's mentioned some of the IT means that we use as O3+ in MQ specifically. One of them is the MQ radar app, as is mentioned, and the app is like an AI, artificial intelligence, and it is there to help students. It is personalized. Like if you have an issue, you can go to the app, I think it's available Play Store for anyone who is watching this. You can go to Play Store and download it. So the MQ Radar app is, as I've said, is for us students. Again, it's for us students, and it will help you if you have a challenge, may it be mental health issue. If you have a challenge, you can go and write the challenge or talk to the AI systems. Okay. After you've done so, it has facts about mental health issues, reproductive health issues that you may have as a youth, and also it may help if you have an issue and you think you may need help. It also does referrals, like referrals if you have an issue and you may want someone to help you. We have like we have peer counselors in school, and we also have professional counselors or psychologists in our school who will be able to help with that. Then he's also mentioned the podcast. We've had the MQ O3+ podcast. Also, I know that it's also based in UN, the podcast, and the podcast they have been. I'm sure they are there in Anchor. You can even share it. Maybe you can share it with the viewers. So the podcast and what it entails is discussing all these issues. Okay. The panelists there are our lecturers, Professor Wanderi. We have other lecturers who are like psychologists who've come there. I know of some. I have listened to some of those podcasts, and they really change someone. They give you so much perspective on some of the challenges that we face, all these challenges that we have been mentioning here concerning mental health. Big on that because it's an issue that is coming up in the society right now. All right, and gentlemen, time is not on our side until we have to exit the stage. But before then, keep your word to fellow youth, those ones that are out there and they perhaps think that we have gotten to this place where it's a rock and a hard place, and really there's not much that one can do to have a bright future. What would you tell them today?
Our word of motivation to my youth is that in life, this literal mountain can symbolize challenges that we have in life. Mount Kenya can be a main problem and main challenge. But the focus to submit Mount Kenya can be, and you can take it as a call. The focus, you have to hold it for your future. So the preparatory hikes that I've been through are the challenges, minor challenges we have been going through. Some tough, rocky paths, rocky terrains, the altitude sickness, the cold. So, and that I haven't given up since I have that focus of submitting Mount Kenya and the stamina to build. I have to make it up there. So I'll have to tell my fellow youths that despite the fact that the problem comes in which direction or in which perspective, just have a call to smash it, crush it, or climb it the way I'm climbing the mountain. Like that. And all will be okay. But the main thing is that having a focus, you'll have to do it on a well base that will guide you, have it, and be at the top there. Mostly because the main goal of me submitting Mount Kenya to take the flag up there is to air out to my fellow youths that I'm able to conquer this. What about you?
All right. I can literally visualize that. I tried climbing Mount Longonot, and I wasn't able to get to the peak of it. Professor, your clarion call to stakeholders and generally on this matter as we close.
That for any activity to succeed in the community and in one's life, it will require one or two people to work together. UNESCO has joined universities in this undertaking, and I think as we move on, we would expect more stakeholders to join us so that we can achieve more, because they say together we achieve more. At the same time, I'm requesting that this show comes to the university so that you see the students. Let's not talk about the students. Come and see what they're able to do and to see themselves. We can follow them up. But also I want to say that we are not only focusing on the students' lives, but we are also going to the community, because their lives and the community are one and the same thing. So we are also taking the communication to the community, and we invite the stakeholders to join us in communicating to the community, in communicating to the society, and in helping our young people across the country and across the continent to be what we want them to be. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Professor Peter Wanderi, the overseer of O3+ in the Mount Kenya University. And being our bosses, I would want to assume that your request is as good as done, right? Thank you so much, as well as Killion Kiprotich, a student at Mount Kenya University, and John Wanjau, Mr. O3+, Mount Kenya University. Thank you so much. We close it, but the conversation is still on. And like you rightly